Hey, Johnny Grube on ManTrain.com. You know, a lot of people, and I don't understand why, and I guess I kind of get it. A lot of the comments I get when I'm talking about white collar and blue collar, gym and manual labor strength, always come from young guys, 35, probably and under. Then they will tell me that they have friends that work manual labor and they're all wrecked. Well, what that is, that comes from a generation of weakness, okay? I don't know how their lives were coming into the manual labor jobs. Did they do anything as kids? Were they physical, or were they just fucking bums, okay? Who didn't go through any adversity or just didn't have to show any strength. Me, I went into blue collar work because I knew it was something I always wanted to do. I just like it. I just like the physicality of it. As a kid, I loved speed and strength, okay? They were my thing. So I figured I'd never, ever thought about having a job where I was a complete sit-down guy and did nothing else. That being said, these guys that are young, who live in a generation where most of these kids are weak, physically and mentally, and if their bodies are breaking down this early, they're physically and mentally weak, and they just don't want to do it, and they just don't want to get out of it, okay? Most guys my age or older, they fucking did it. They sucked it up. They earned a good living for their families, most of them, and they were quality, competent fucking men, okay? They had a responsibility. Men today, they go to the gym, and you tell them, you hear it all the time. You see it on social media. It's all about meeting a woman. It's all about, you got to have a nice body for a woman. In reality, these guys are actually in the gym training so other guys are impressed by their looks. They love when men say, oh, you're fucking jacked. Oh, you're fucking a beast. Oh, you are. You know, they love being critiqued, and they love the men giving them the attention. Women aren't giving them the attention, I can tell you that. It's the men that are giving them the attention. It's kind of fucking weird, you know? When I started training at 12 years old with weights. And the reason I wanted to train was completely selfish, and it was for, I started training for evil, believe it or not. It was, you know, I used to like to fight a lot, and I wanted to be real good at it. And I took martial arts and did a lot of other things, was in a lot of fights. I just wanted to be more dangerous, okay? It was never about the mirror for me. I could fuck less about it. I wanted to be able to fucking take you down, pummel you, and you couldn't do nothing about it, basically. Most men that go to the gym today, they think once they grow some muscles, even though they've never had an altercation or they've never been confronted or never been punched in the face, they automatically think that, oh, I'm big now. Everybody's going to sidestep me because they're afraid of my muscles. Well, in reality, most people are not. Only guys that maybe follow you or your influencers. And most other guys would know, well, they're not real impressed by that, especially if it comes in an altercation. If the guy who knows he can handle himself and sees the guy who he knows just goes to the gym and that's all he does, he's not worried about that. Okay, muscles look good, just like a lot of policemen. They love getting that big bench press and big arms because they feel that somehow it's going to help them on their job. Well, in reality, most policemen can't handle one guy by themselves. All that muscle, they got the strength, but they don't have the fucking skill to be able to handle a fucking criminal.